It's fall, and that means it's time for another wrestling video game. This year, THQ and Ukes are back with SmackDown vs. Raw 2009, a brand new Inferno match, more than 60 superstars, and a load of options. Making its debut this year is Road to WrestleMania. Here you take 7 superstars through 6 storylines. Each one of these storylines is specifically written for the video game and features original cutscenes and VO for the likes of Chris Jericho, CM Punk, John Cena, and so on. Basically, it's the melding of gameplay and these stories. I mean, it's really a nice idea to have, something specific for Triple H, so Triple H is always acting like Triple H, talking and going after championships. Each one of these 6 storylines should take you about 2.5 hours to get through, and there's going to be these optional objectives in there that'll be your main branching path to go through and get the unlockables such as characters, belts, and arenas. Last year I was really disappointed by the story mode called 24/7, and this one definitely takes it up a notch. It's one of the best I've seen in years. I mean, it's awesome to go through and have these choices that actually influence how the character is going to be. With Triple H, you have to decide if you're going to go with DX or Evolution. Jericho's got to figure out who these masked men are that are after him, and Cena's got to take out MVP and his goons. Of course, some are going to be upset. Road to WrestleMania is only open to those 7 superstars. But if you want to take a created superstar, a diva, or anyone else on the roster through the championship belt path, career mode's there for you. Career mode's a cut and dry stat builder. You choose a character and you're given an attribute rating of something like 35, and then you have to go into these matches and play through them. This is really great for a created superstar because what happens in the ring governs what you're going to get attribute-wise. So if I go into a match and I use a steel chair the whole time, my hardcore rating is going to keep going up and up and up, whereas if I didn't run around it or anything, my speed rating wouldn't move around that much. What you do in the match affects how your character is going to be rated overall. This is a nice move. I mean, it's fun to take Gruesome Greggy through the ranks and have him win championship after championship and start building up these stats, but a lot of people aren't going to be happy with it. To begin with, this is the only way to unlock abilities and build a created character. So if you're going in there wanting to create, RVD and Jerry Lynn, you're going to have to take RVD and Jerry Lynn through here to make them good. Otherwise, they're just going to be 35s the entire time in the game. Also, like I said, this is bare bones. There's no cutscenes, no storylines. You're just choosing a championship and going down that path trying to win it. That's alright, but is it really realistic to have one person with every championship belt? So you can take anyone into career, but obviously your created superstar is the one you'll be looking to take in here the most and actually build. If you're wondering about created superstar, it's pretty much what we've seen in the past. It's a really deep system with a lot to go in and do. The good news is that now either on the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 you can import music to have that be the wrestler's entrance theme. However, as usual, there's nothing you can do to make a new wrestler entrance video. Now in the past it's been completely acceptable not to be able to make those videos. I mean, how would we go about doing that? But the problem is that SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 actually gives you the ability to do these highlight reels where you cut and edit your own video out of match replays. Basically, having a match, hit the pause button, go down to highlight reel, and save a snippet of your match. After you've saved snippets of your match, you go into this highlight reel and you can add effects, filters, little logos, you can create your own text to put in there. It's really neat. But the problem is all you can do with these little videos you've created is upload them to the server to let other people see them. That's a nice community function, I guess, but how many times do I want to see Triple H pedigree somebody through an announce table? What I really want to do is create Gruesome Greggy's own video and have it play behind him as it comes out, but that's not in SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. You gotta take a stand, it don't have to hide. Creative Finisher is another new feature here in this game that, has a lot of potential but isn't really fleshed out all the way. Basically, you have 10 steps to go in and choose from, I think, 500 animations THQ said to create something that's really your own, really unique. The problem is that as you pick these moves, your options start getting more limited. All I wanted to do was create the Greggy Guillotine, my finishing move, where I pull somebody up into a fireman's carry and kick them out into a stunner. It's real simple and it shouldn't have been that big of a deal. I went in to create a finisher and I chose to kick a guy in the groin, I pulled him up into a Samoan drop, and then there was an option to kick him out for a diamond cutter, and I was like, alright, that's fine, it's same position. But as soon as I chose that part, I only had 3 moves to end with. A Dreamer Driver, a Body Press Slam, and a Military Slam. 3 options, that's kind of lame. There is a stunner in Creative Finisher, so why couldn't I pick from it? It's one of these things where the choices you make early on start dictating what's going to be there in the end. There's definitely a lot of stuff here, and it is cool, but I could have gone for a little bit more content. Don't get me wrong, SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 is a good game. Especially with the addition of a roster editor so I can choose what brand everyone's on, better AI along with sliders so now I can choose the frequency of reversals and how much a finisher should hurt somebody, and definitely the new tag team features are really cool, such as hot tag, double team moves, double team finishers. It's all really neat. What holds 09 back is the fact that it feels a lot like 08. A few of the crowd members are recycled, a lot of animations are recycled, a few entrances are recycled, and even the weapons wheel in the ECW match hasn't changed at all. These are all minor things, but they definitely take away the shine of a brand new game. As soon as I started playing the matches, I felt like I had done all this before. I've slammed people's head into the barricade like this before, I've tossed people around like this before. This all felt old. In the end, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 is a good game, but one that falls short of its potential. Sure, roster editors cool, creative finishers neat. I definitely love Road to WrestleMania, but in the end, the actual gameplay feels, old. It's well-worn territory. These issues shouldn't be deal breakers for fans of squared circle action, nor do they detract from the fact that this is a better game than last year's. But the problems do leave me without ever having that, wow feeling while playing the game. For the full written review, check out IGN.com.